2 of this round of my online league. So, in this matchup, it's Cassie versus Tavana. Cassie is using my account just because she was here with me, so it was a lot easier just to do the laptop, and then I did my matchup against Tavana after hers. So she just used my account, but it's the same weather painter deck that she used in the match against me. So let's play. Cassie won the rock paper scissors and opted to go second, I think. So Tavana was forced to go first. So Tavana's never played Yu-Gi-Oh! So apart from a couple of practice matches we had, this was kind of her first proper match where it was just her playing. Yes, I was helping both of them through their plays, but yeah, I mean, Tavana was really new, so like setting Nurse Dragonmaid probably wasn't the best play. She should have had it in face of attack position, then enter battle phase, do the swap, because it's special summon, 1 level 7. Okay, so she wouldn't have been able to do it in this situation. I mean, she could have actually had a face up and do Dragonmaid cleanup. There's quite a few plays that she could have done, but yeah, she's still new to the game, so please forgive her. I suggested to her to play Dragonmaids because they are a very simple deck to play. They got a very simple mechanic, and I think they're actually a great deck for new players like Tavana to play. And also, I wanted to play Dragonmaids, but it's like there's so many decks that you want to play. How do you have time for them? So at least I could see someone else play them and get kind of my full of the Dragonmaids. Okay. Yeah, so she did the Dragonmaid cleanup now, and then targeted Weather Painter Aurora. Yeah, and then whether Cassie used Weather Painter Aurora to banish to search of snowy canvas. That's actually what makes Weather Painter such a awesome deck, is because they can avoid something like skill drain, because they can still activate their effects, and then they banish for cost, and because they're no longer in the field, they're no longer negated by the skill drain. And that just, to me, makes this deck so much nicer and stronger. Just sadly, we don't have good enough support. I mean, yes, Rainbow Canvas came out and it did help, but the deck still doesn't go into Weather Painter Rainbow fast enough, and that's kind of the flaw in the archetype. So that's why you have to play something like the Mech Knights with it. I mean, you could play Invoked with it too. That could also be quite cool, but I think the Mech Knights work a lot better. I mean, you ideally don't want your Weather Painters going to grave for the invoked stuff. So, what did I try and... I think I was trying to explain something. Oh yeah, because I mean, if she played Chamber Dragonmaid, she wouldn't have gotten the search because of skill drain. Imagine if skill drain was at 3. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of the lockdown kind of board that the Weather Painters create. So it's just basically skill drain and anti-spell fragrance, and the painters can still play even with them on the field. So I mean, they cause trouble for decks like Sky Strikers who need to be able to play their spells. So I mean, Weather Painters are a pretty good archetype. It just they just need something more. Um, I mean, they don't even really worry about hand traps. Um, it's more so um, the other aspects. So like the late game. It's like if we could generate weather painted rainbow in turn one, at least we would have a nice negate. First turn negate, but yeah. Anyway, wait for snow. Yeah, and I've never really got the hang of Dragonmaids. I've seen them play a few times. I've been fiddling around with them myself a couple of times. I kind of feel that they need, like, maybe rockets inside them, um, or something just to give it a bit more oomph. Because yes, Dragon Maid Shao, the fusion is really good. Okay, so like the changeover thing, and then you go into Dragon Maid Shao. So even though Dragon Maid Shao is really good because it gives you the negate, and then you can go into, also allows that special summon every standby phase. And then if you use the negate, then you special summon House Dragon Maid from the extra deck, and then she also has her own effects, which I can't remember. But like, they just need something extra. The whole enter battle phase, do the swap, and then end battle phase, do the swap back. That's really cool. It's a really good mechanic for new players to learn. So, um, giving a pure Dragon Maid deck to a new player is a really good idea for the complexity. Um, it's an expensive deck though for someone to play. I mean, I think Kitchen Dragon Maid's $46 at the moment, um, which is I think really unnecessary for this archetype. Um, and I think they could be made more competitive as well. So I mean, for a new player playing casually, um, who has money to spend or is playing online, Dragon Maids are perfect to learn the game with. Okay. Yeah, and then Cassie goes into. I think that was one of the retractors said, why don't you have swapped before, swapped back to chamber? Anyway, now Cassie goes into with a painter rainbow, and then does the swappity swap, gets sun back, auroral canvas, and now has 3 negates. I'm pretty sure I said to Tawana that you could go into Xiao, or was this place in that same turn? Can't remember. Even if she enters battle phase, it can still be negated and destroyed and can be bounced. And then from this point, I start like, okay, Tawana, believe in the heart of the cards. I mean, I don't know what card or Ash Blossom was drawn, that was a bit late, but like I started trying to push and see if she could win from this point. But I mean, as long as there were 3 negates with Weather Painted Rainbow, I mean, negating Dragon Maid changeover, so can't fusion summon and all that, it just went to game 2. Okay. So Tawana got to choose here, and she chose to go first. Now please comment down below in the comment section if Dragon Maids are meant to go first or second, because you can go first and set up Xiao, and then I guess if you have something like rockets in them, you can also set up more, you can expand more and have even stronger board. But I mean, if you go second, the whole thing is to attack over. I mean, you can't enter your battle phase in the first turn. So, what ideally would you play them as going? I mean, I guess you could build them specifically to go first or second, but just as like a pure Dragon Maid deck, what is the best choice to go first or second? I think I'm just gonna have to click the next play button for all of these, because there's lots of talking in between the plays and all of that, especially to help Tavana because she doesn't understand of the cards. This Dragon Maid Law Power is actually really cool to activate as a effect veiler. It's actually a really good card to keep in hand in this deck. So I mean, even me going through, like, watching and trying to help Tavana learn this deck, there's also things that I'm also new to. So like keeping Law Power in hand is good if you can. I mean, that's also another reason why Dragon Maids would be good going second, because Law Power you get the negate, but then you can go first and set up Xiao and have a negate there. So I think, I don't know at what point Tavana used Xiao. I don't think she actually used it anytime soon. I think, did she negate this point? No. Yeah. There we go. I don't know, she probably should have activated it at purple, then it would have, well no, purple would have still banished her, because it banishes as cost, if I'm right. Yeah, so it'd still avoid the destruction from the effect, it would just be negated. House Dragon Maid, entering battle phase, Kitchen Dragon Maid, special summon Tinkek. See, Dragon Maids can do really well. So it's like, even like, for a new player, this deck does work. It's not like it's gonna lose outright. It does perform, maybe not at a high like regionals or nationals, but definitely at a local level it'll do well because it can generate big monsters very quickly, and it has a fair number of negates too. Yeah, and everything returns. Cassie always has this thing to flip up her face down trap cards, like as soon as the opponent draws, it's like activated. It's like, sure, anti-spell, fragrance, and skill drain, yeah, but I mean, rural canvas, it was a bit of an interlude. Yeah, I think, no, it wasn't at this point. I think it was a Ma match against Tavana. We had to have a side chat in the text box. Yeah, and then brought out that. Then I think at some point Tavana looked in her extra deck, and there were not many rank 8s I could see that she could have brought out that would have done enough. Why didn't banish Snow to bounce? Can't remember. Banished, thank you, search, impact. Was there a negate? Was low power? Oh, whatever. See, it's just like Dragon Maids are so nice. It's just there's constant effects happening, constant swapping around, and it's like when she special summon, add one Dragon Maid from deck to hand. So there's like the deck just continues. It's not super fast. So it doesn't get away from new players in terms of knowing what to do. But it does enough for the player to learn uh, like mechanics and disruption, and learn combos, and learn how the game works, chain order and all those types of things. Yeah, and I think at this point Cassie has game, because then she gets thing, then she gets that, then she goes links into rainbow, then she can summon both Mech Knights, overlay into number 62, and then I think she just wins from here. Yeah. Who knew Weather Painters were an OTK deck? Well, technically it was the Mech Knights that made an OTK deck, but I will count it. So yeah, that was Tavana's first match in our online locals. I mean, to be honest, she didn't do that badly. She was still able to deal some damage over time. Yes, okay, it's Weather Painters, but Weather Painters are a control deck. They do set up a lot of frustrating cards like Thundery Canvas, which can bounce all the monsters back to hand. And I mean, they do, when they get Rainbow out, there's lots of negations, and with the Mech Knights they can set up big monsters, and the cards are always, like, there was a Stormy Mirror Force, which was just a tech card, but they have lots of disruption, and it can really frustrate a deck that's revolves around kind of the battle phase, and entering battle phase, and then ending battle phase to get different effects. But she was still able to do damage over time. She was able to do some disruptions, and I think just overall that's good for a new player. Playing a deck that, I don't know, most people would probably say, why would you give her that deck? Why not give her for Hives? Which would obviously have been a good choice too, but yeah. Yeah, and so that was that match. So both matches so far, depending on what order maybe I shouldn't actually say what, because just in case you watch in a different order. So overall for this tournament, I won 2 matches, Cassie won 1, and then Tiv won no matches. Yes, I know it's very sad, there's only 3 players in the tournament so far. The rest of them are still coming, still learning the game. So yeah, so as this goes on, I hope to expand it, and maybe even bring in players outside of my university. So those of you who watch and all of that, I can add you to the Discord group and then expand it even further and just see where it goes from there. Yeah, any comments? Please put in the comment section. I think there are a couple of questions that I asked in this one. Hit the like button if you want to see more things like this, if you want me to continue doing it. I mean, the replays get saved regardless, so all it takes is me to just watch back and commentate over and just talk about the cards, the decks, the different plays that are happening, and my opinions on Yu-Gi-Oh! At the moment. And then also hit the subscribe button to stay tuned for more. See you guys next time. Cheers.